what I'm doing is just injecting, pressing and pulling as I do it. Then I'm going to put it in 350 degrees for about 50 to 60 minutes. Good roasted turkey breast and some dressing, cornbread dressing as a matter of fact. Now we're going to go ahead and get started on our cornbread dressing. What I've done over here, first I'm going to show you how to make the cornbread. You're just going to bake the cornbread like any other cornbread. Now I have the dry ingredients already gathered, and it's flour, cornmeal, baking soda, little sugar, and some salt. Okay? Just going to mix that up really good. And now I'm going to add the wet ingredients, which is 1 1.25 cups. And first, before I do that, what I'm going to do is make a well. And the reason why I'm doing it this way, the recipe I had before said to, have the dry ingredients in one bowl and the wet ingredients in another one, and it's too many dishes. So what I've decided to do was just make a well in the middle of the dry so I can put the wet in there and just hand mix it. Okay? Crack the eggs. I need 3 eggs. Uh-oh. Make sure I don't get any shells in there. Crack it on the board, not the side of the bowl, so you don't get any shells. Okay, 2. Last one. And give this a whisk. And actually what we need is a little oil also. I need a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Alright, got my 1/2 cup of oil here. Cornbread only needs a little bit of fat. And now I'm going to whisk it from the middle, incorporating all the dry ingredients from the side. Okay, and there's no need to get an electric hand mixer or anything like that. You can do this by hand. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just put a little oil in my pan. I just need it slightly oiled so it doesn't stick. I'm going to take a paper towel and just rub the sides of the dish. I'm going to pour it right in the dish. Now this cornbread, don't expect it to rise super high because it's not. Because you're only working with 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of cornmeal. This recipe, probably when it's all done, you can probably feed about 6 to 8 people. But if you're going to feed more, this recipe can be multiplied 2 times and you can get more out of it. Okay? So feel free to do that if you think you need more. Okay. Get it all out. We're going to throw it in a 350 degree oven until it's lightly brown or golden brown on the top. Let me just spread that out. Now on the stove, what I have sauteing, I have some onions, bell pepper, and celery sweating in some butter. And that's because I have some cornbread already ready over here. Okay? And they've been cooking. If you're saying, man, that's a lot of butter, you are exactly right. Because this is most of the moisture that's going to be in the cornbread dressing. See that? Just want to saute them until they're sweated out really good. Okay? What I'm going to do is turn them off because they've been on about medium heat or so for about 5 to 8 minutes, just until they're sweated. And over here I have a pan of cornbread that I already baked off. This is what it's going to look like when it comes out. Okay? And you just break it up with your hand a little bit. Okay? And to this, just to give the cornbread a little bit more body, I'm going to add a little bit of the dry cornbread stuffing that you buy in the store. Okay? Not much, just about a 1/2 package or so. You can get them seasoned or unseasoned. I find that the ones that are seasoned really aren't seasoned like we're going to season it now. Now I'm going to add the sauteed celery and onions and bell pepper. Okay, and off. Okay. Alright, now to that we need to start adding the herbs. I have some fresh thyme, parsley, and sage. Sage has to go in some of your dressing. Doesn't have to be a lot, but you need to have some. And I already chopped that up. Gonna add your fresh herbs. Then we're gonna add a little bit of poultry seasoning. It's about a tablespoon or so. Let me put it right here. You can eyeball it. This is poultry seasoning, so it'll wring out and it'll really go with your turkey that you have in the oven. It's gonna be so moist and juicy. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Okay, now salt and pepper is one of those things that you're gonna have to do to taste, because your dressing can be anywhere. Like the poultry seasoning I use today has a little bit of salt in it. So that means you're gonna pull back on the salt that you're probably gonna add to it. Then we're gonna turn around and we're gonna add about 3.5 to 4 cups of chicken broth, and I'm using low sodium chicken broth so I can try to control some of the salt. So at that point, when we start adding this chicken broth, you're gonna have to taste the dressing to see where it stands. And if you taste it, however it tastes now at this point, however it tastes dry, is how it's gonna taste when it's cooked. So be sure and get yourself a spoon and taste it. So let's start adding some of the chicken broth. And this is gonna moist the cornbread up. Put it in the oven here. I'm just going to spread it out. Then I'm going to put it in 350 degrees for about 50 to 60 minutes. There we go. Nice and moist. Okay, now we're back. Let's check on our dressing and pull our turkey out. Let's see. Here. Alright. Right here. I'm going to give the turkey a check. Alright. Now what I'm going to use is a probe thermometer. Probe thermometer is a very small investment, and it helps you check the temperature, the internal temperature of your meats. So what I'm going to do is find a plump part here of the turkey, back here. Okay. And we need it to read about 160. And it's going to have some cook over time. It's going to cook over. See if I can get it to turn around there. And make sure you don't hit a bone when you're reading the thermometer, because then it'll give you a false reading. So just make sure you hit 160. And we're good. Alright, I'm going to go in here and try to get one out of here. And remember, before you cut large pieces of meat, you always want to let them rest so the juices can redistribute. Look at that. Let's move it over here. Let's see here. Remember, you have the flavors from when we injected it. Let me see if I can get you a good shot of that. Look at that clear juice running right here. See that? These are the juices that are running through. How juicy the turkey is. Let me see if I can hold it there. See that? You can see where we put the herbs and the butter up under the skin, up under there. Let me get a little small plate. You gotta try these recipes, you guys. And the turkey is so moist and so tender. You're absolutely going to love it. Take care, and I'll see you next time on Cooking at Home with Carolyn. Have a safe holiday.